Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 5 of the most reliable cars that you can buy. Let's face it, most people are in the market for a reliable car. There are many reasons why you'll buy a specific car, but most of the time, one of the main reasons is whether or not it is reliable. Is the car a reliable car? And certain cars are known to be less reliable. Certain cars are known to be more reliable. I've spoken with a number of mechanics and asked them what some of the most reliable cars are, meaning what are some of the cars that come into your shop less often than others. And these are sort of a summary of the responses of the ones that I got, of what I understood. So these are the 5 of the most reliable cars that you can buy. Let's get right into it. And number 1 is the Lexus RX series. Now, obviously when you're talking about a Lexus, especially the Lexus SUV, you're looking at a higher price range. So you're looking at a higher end budget. But if you're in the market for a luxurious SUV, for one of the higher end SUVs, then a Lexus RX series should be something that you're going to consider if you are within that budget range right there. And if you're looking for something reliable. Now, I know that a lot of people are very subjective to the look of the vehicle. Some people, you kind of either love it or hate it. Some people love it. Some people really don't like it at all. So if you love the look of that vehicle and you're looking for something that's reliable, a nice family SUV, and your budget is in the higher end of the spectrum, then you should look at the Lexus RX series. And there are more than a few options with regards to trim levels and various options that you can get. So you can kind of go the low end of it or the complete high end of it, but the reliability is going to remain the same no matter which of the options you sort of go with, okay? Car number 2 on this list, and I'm going to tell you an interesting story about this car, is the Honda Accord, okay? Honda's right off the bat, if you get any Honda, it's going to be reliable, but the Accord is especially reliable because of its strong and durable engine. I'm going to tell you a story about the Honda Accord. My mom owned a Honda Accord when I first got my license. I was a young boy, just got my license, so obviously, I didn't treat the car with a lot of respect. I did a lot of questionable things with the car. Let's just leave it at that. But with that Honda Accord, like, nothing happened to it. That car took a beating. I mean, literally, that car took a beating. And then my younger sister got her license a couple years later, and we still had that same car, and she, basically abused the car, and the car was still great. I mean, literally, that car took a beating, and it was great. And that's only one example, but generally speaking, Honda Accords are great, reliable cars, great amount of power, very spacious, very affordable. They're just fantastic options. If you're looking for a reliable 4-door reliable sedan, Honda Accord is a great option. And like I said, as far as I know, there are still various engines that you can get. When I was looking at an Accord, when I was considering buying one myself, you get the 4-cylinder or the 6. I'm pretty sure it's still the same way, but definitely look into it. Number 3, Toyota Corolla, okay? Now, whenever I look at whether or not a car is likely reliable, I look at how many old versions of that car do I see on the road. So with the Corolla, like, I see tons of 20-year-old Corollas. I cannot emphasize that enough. I know that they were a very good selling car, so I know that there's a lot on the road to begin with, but the fact that I see a ton of 20-plus-year-old Corollas, that tells you something. They are reliable cars towards the lower end of the budget. So if you have a tighter budget and you want a car that's going to last you a long time, a great bang for your buck, go for Corolla. And the look of the new Corollas is amazing. They look so sporty, so stylish, and they're so affordable. I mean, you actually can't go wrong with a Corolla for the most part, okay? Car number 4 is the Acura TSX. Now, Acura, as you probably know, is sort of the higher end, the luxurious brand of Honda. You have Honda, and then you have Acura. They sort of represent the same values, but they're sort of going up on the spectrum. Now, when you go for an Acura TSX, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the equivalent Honda, but you're going to get a better car in terms of the options and the features and the styling and so forth. So it carries the same brand reputability as the Honda Accord in that you're going to get a car that is reliable, durable engine, takes a long time to rust if you treat it with respect, if you wash it. Body's good, engine's good, everything, interior is great, everything about it is great. But with Acura, you're going to spend a bit more money on the TSX than the equivalent Honda. but you're also going to get more car. You're going to get a little bit more power. You're going to get better trim options and so forth, more technological features and so forth, right? Last but not least is number 5, and I have another story about this. It's a Mazda 3. Now, my mom, at the time of me filming this video, actually has a Mazda 3, and my wife has a Mazda 3. Well, it's our vehicle now. We both use it, but that was her first car, her Mazda 3, right? So here's the thing. My mom's car, she's had it for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 years, a long time, and she drives it quite often, and it's still in great condition. Like, this thing still runs really, really well. Okay, I don't know if it's just my mom buys cars that, that end up lasting a long time, or if it's the cars themselves, but I'm gonna guess it's a combination of both. So a Mazda 3, you're looking at something that's super affordable, super stylish. I always consider Mazda 3s and sort of Honda Civics at like that same level, but a Mazda 3, in my opinion, you're getting just a little bit higher end with regards to the trim and the look of it, right? And I believe, I can't say with 100% certainty, but I believe a Mazda 3 is just slightly more expensive than a Civic. But if you're in that end of the spectrum with your budget and you're looking for like a Civic, but maybe a little bit more stylish, and I love Civics. I had my Civic Si for a long time. I would probably buy another one in the future as a little toy car for the weekends, but simple fact of the matter is that, you're paying, I think, a little bit more for a Mazda 3, but you're getting just a little bit more. So if you're in that end of the spectrum with your budget, consider a Mazda 3. It's a great option, and you can go low-end trim level or super high-end trim level. You can sort of option it out if you want to, and there are tons of parts for the car. If something goes wrong, parts are cheap, they're easily available, and if you want to modify it, there are so many mods that you can do so easily with lots of tutorials online. And it's that simple. Those are 5 of the most reliable cars that you can buy. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.